From the chilling sightings of the elusive black legend to what appears to be a full-blown Bigfoot attack caught on camera, and even the shocking reappearance of a creature long believed extinct, these are some of the most unsettling moments ever recorded. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. Our woods may seem calm and peaceful, but this video reminds us that something far more unsettling might be lurking just beyond the tree line. Reports of these shadowy beings have surfaced across the entire state, especially in the dense, fog-draped woodlands of eastern Kentucky. So much so that an organization known as the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization was formed, dedicated to investigating sightings, documenting encounters, and even working toward the creature's protection. But in 2013, they released something that sent shockwaves through the Bigfoot enthusiast community. Originally uploaded to their site, this eerie footage gained major traction when it was re-uploaded to a third-party YouTube channel on December 31st, 2013. It's essentially a slideshow, a collection of still images deep in the Kentucky woods. At around 8 a.m., the camera captured something odd, but you'll only notice it if you zoom in and slow down the footage. There, just for a few seconds, you can see what looks like a head peeking from behind the brush before disappearing out of frame. If you look closely, you'll even notice branches moving as the creature appears and then retreats. By zooming in and adjusting the brightness and contrast, you can clearly make out a black furred head peeking out, matching the classic Bigfoot description. Commenters have gone wild over this. Some are calling it proof of Bigfoot's existence, while skeptics argue that it's just an owl, pointing to its small size and what appear to be large eye sockets. But I might have believed that, if it was the only sighting. Back in December 2010, 3 years earlier, another trail camera in Kentucky captured something just as eerie. This time, it was a humanoid figure, completely covered in fur, walking with a distinct Bigfoot-like posture, including that classic hunched back. Personally, I think there's more to these stories than just folklore. When you hear first-hand accounts from hunters, campers, and even law enforcement, people who aren't seeking fame or attention, it really makes you stop and wonder, could Kentucky really be hiding an undiscovered species in its dense wilderness? In a place as wild and mysterious as Kentucky, Bigfoot just might be more than legend. This hunter was navigating his way through the Canadian wilderness when something happened that shocked the entire hunting community. A Canadian hunter named Frank was on a solo hunting trip near the Nordegg, Alberta woods when he heard strange sounds echoing from deep within the forest. Curious, Frank hopped on his quad bike and sped toward the source. But what happened next turned into every hunter's worst nightmare. As he reached the area and called out to his friend Don, who was supposed to be heading there, it wasn't his friend who responded. Instead, an eerie silence followed until something else answered back. Startled, Frank got back on his quad bike, but froze when he noticed a figure standing motionless in the darkness at a distance.
Don.
Assuming it was Dawn, he called out again, but the figure didn't respond. Panic began to set in. He tried to start his bike, but it wouldn't start. Meanwhile, the strange sounds continued echoing from the woods. Terrified, Frank decided to proceed on foot, but it seemed like something, or someone, was still following him. While running, he stumbled across the horrifying remains of a deer. Nearby, he found a bizarre shelter made of tree branches and leaves. It looked disturbingly deliberate, as if built by something intelligent. There was even fur scattered around it. Feeling increasingly threatened, Frank fired some warning shots into the darkness, where he thought he saw movement, but that turned out to be the biggest mistake of his life. Moments later, a black creature suddenly leapt out from the bushes, and the camera went haywire. In the chaos that followed, the hunter was dragged across the ground by whatever that thing was. If you think this could be fake, let me tell you that Alberta isn't new to reports of mysterious creatures in the woods. Just a year ago, an oil field worker near Nordegg captured dashcam footage that might have captured a similar strange creature. While inspecting equipment in the snow, a tall, dark figure was spotted standing completely still in the woods, barely visible, but unmistakably there.
Completely changes over the course of an hour because this unfold, it's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold for months.
There was also a chilling report from a construction worker. Early one morning in the Sunchild First Nation area, he was on his way to a job site when he noticed something unusual standing among the trees. It looked eerily similar to the figure from the earlier footage, lurking, almost as if it was stalking him. These genuinely gave me chills. I've watched a lot of creepy wilderness encounters, but there's something different about these clips from the Canadian woods. Maybe it's how real they seem, or how similar all these sightings are. I'm not saying this proves anything, but if I were planning a solo trip into those woods, I'd think twice. Something's out there, and it definitely doesn't want to be seen. This next video comes from an excavation site where the workers discovered something so strange, it might just make us question everything we know about history. These clips were uploaded on Instagram by multiple channels, and they quickly went pretty viral. What they found left people stunned. During an excavation at Jatayu Mountain near Meerut, workers uncovered a mysterious human-like skeleton. What shocked everyone was how fossilized and well-preserved it looked, and the fact that we've never heard of anything like this in our recorded history. Now, archaeologists are investigating, while social media is buzzing with wild theories, some even connecting the find to the Ramayana era. Many believe it could be linked to the legendary bird king Jatayu, a demigod in the Hindu epic Ramayana, said to have the form of a giant vulture who tried to save Sita from Ravana. But then, there are also people like me who think it's more likely just a man-made sculpture that was buried a long time ago and recently unearthed. What do you think? A glimpse into our dangerous forgotten history, or something far more disturbing? Before trail cameras, we thought we knew our forests. But in these photos, these silent watchers have revealed something far stranger. Just a few days ago, on the cryptozoology subreddit, a user shared something that immediately got the community buzzing. He had come across a set of bizarre images captured by Jacob's trail camera, and what it recorded on September 16th, 2007, in the dead of night, is nothing short of unsettling. The camera snapped photos of a strange, small, hunched creature slinking through the woods. It's covered in black fur and shaped vaguely like a bear, but not quite. There's something off about its proportions. Something wrong. Now, some commenters quickly jumped in with a rational explanation that it's a bear with mange. Mange is a severe skin disease caused by parasitic mites, leading to intense hair loss, scaly skin, and often making an animal look downright nightmarish. It's a condition that can affect many wild animals, including black bears, and it's as tragic as it is visually disturbing. When you place a side-by-side comparison of a mangy bear next to the creature caught on Jacob's trail cam, the resemblance is definitely there. I'll admit, there's a strong case to be made. Most people don't realize just how alien a sick bear can look when it's stripped of its fur and muscle mass. A severely malnourished or diseased bear barely looks like a bear at all. That said, even as someone who believes in Bigfoot, this never really looked like a Squatch to me. Bigfoot is usually described as having a large humanoid build, broad shoulders, upright posture, long limbs. This thing, it almost looks more like an ape, crawling low to the ground. If you love taking peaceful night walks, this next clip might just make you think twice before stepping out after dark. This eerie footage comes from a home security camera, and while the exact location remains unknown, what it captures is the stuff of nightmares, enough to rattle even the bravest souls. The camera is pointed toward a quiet backyard gate. Everything still, until suddenly, something appears just outside. Right after a chilling, echoing howl, a wolf-like creature emerges from the darkness. At first glance, it seems like a large wolf, until you take a closer look at its face and realize something is very wrong. Its face is grotesquely unnatural, like a demon wearing a wolf's skin. Its glowing eyes pierce through the night, and its gaping, snarling mouth looks like it came straight from the depths of some nightmare realm. The creature prowls just outside, sniffing around, its gaze fixed directly on the house, as if it knows there's prey inside. But just when you think it can't get any worse, it does. The creature suddenly reaches out with a massive, almost human-like hand and grabs the gate, shaking it violently, as if trying to force its way in. It's a moment straight out of a horror movie, except it's not fiction. It's real, and while skeptics might want to brush it off as CGI or some kind of AI-generated trick, there's something off about that theory. The creature's movement, the lighting, the texture of its fur, and the way it blends into the real environment, there's no visible distortion or mismatched lighting you'd expect from fakery. Whether it's a creature of legend, an unknown species, or something far more sinister, one thing's for sure. After seeing this, your backyard may never feel safe again. A trail camera was set up deep in the woods to monitor deer populations, but what it captured instead has left everyone on edge. This footage, dated July 12, 2013, comes from a trail camera originally installed for wildlife research, specifically to study deer activity in the area. But what it recorded that evening around 6 p.m. was something no one expected. Just a few seconds in, the camera captures what appears to be a strange fur-covered head moving close to the lens. Whatever this creature is, it seems unusually curious, staring at the camera, almost as if it knows it's being watched. It lingers for nearly a full minute, inspecting the device, then disappears just as suddenly as it arrived. Because of the round shape of the head and its fur texture, some viewers believe this could be Bigfoot, perhaps even observing the trail camera to figure out how it works. A curious Sasquatch, maybe? But I'll admit, I'm a bit skeptical about this one, and here's why. The fur looks off. Instead of naturally tapering at the ends like you'd expect with real animal hair, it appears blunt and synthetic, almost like a costume. And the way the creature just barely avoids revealing anything more, like it's intentionally dodging the lens, feels just a little too convenient. That said, this footage was uploaded by the Eastern Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization, a group dedicated to investigating local sightings. They shared it with the community for discussion and debate. So, what do you think? Was this a genuine close call with Kentucky's most mysterious resident, or just a cleverly staged moment? A group of conservationists were flying a drone over the Amazon jungle when they saw something that nearly stopped their hearts. The footage quickly went viral after it was uploaded, and for good reason. It was captured during a routine drone survey over the Amazon rainforest, where a team of conservationists was monitoring forest health and wildlife patterns. But as the drone flew low over a densely wooded patch, it caught something deeply unsettling. At first, it just looks like a thick underbrush, but when zoomed in, you spot something that sends chills down your spine. There, partially hidden by the trees, is a strange figure unlike anything seen before. It even appears to react to the drone, shifting its position and looking up, as if aware it's being watched. This eerie encounter has sparked a wave of speculation online. Some believe it may be an undiscovered creature, while others are convinced it's something more: aliens. Renowned ufologist Jaime Maussan shared the video, claiming the figure is non-human and bears similarities to other sightings across South America. His take is that this could be evidence of extraterrestrial presence in the jungle. We've only explored about 5% of our oceans, leaving the rest cloaked in mystery. But this video might just give us a glimpse into the unknown. The footage comes from a YouTube channel named Bugasong Non Takun, captured by beachgoers in Bugasong, Antique, Philippines. What started as a regular day at the beach turned into something no one expected as a strange sea creature washed up on shore. At first glance, it looked like a normal dolphin, but as the camera moves closer, things get much weirder. The creature's body resembled a whale, but its face was unlike anything most people have ever seen. Its massive, gaping mouth was surrounded by rows of tiny, sharp teeth and its eyes looked alien and unsettling, like something straight out of a deep-sea horror film. Locals who found it, along with curious onlookers who gathered at the shore, were left terrified and confused, completely unsure of what they were witnessing. If you're thinking, is this some kind of alien fish? Let me ease your fears. This is actually a megamouth shark, one of the rarest and most mysterious sharks on the planet. In fact, this sighting is one of fewer than 70 ever recorded in history. Megamouth sharks live in the deep sea, far beyond where sunlight reaches, which is why they're so rarely seen. They're slow-moving filter feeders, and their strange appearance only adds to the mythos surrounding deep ocean creatures. So next time you look out at the ocean, remember, there's a whole alien world down there we've barely even touched. Who knows what else might wash ashore? This hiker was just out exploring the New Zealand wilderness when he spotted something that made the internet lose its mind. The video, quietly uploaded online, reveals a view from the hiker's camera as he scans the thick forest, only to spot something massive moving in the underbrush. At first, it's hard to tell what it is, but then he sees it clearly, a towering creature standing eerily still in the shadows, watching him. You can clearly make out a large bird-like creature silently watching him from the bush, and the moment it realizes it's been spotted, it disappears into the thick undergrowth. The hiker, visibly shaken, later claimed he was absolutely sure of what he saw. A moa, a giant, flightless bird species that's been officially extinct since the 1500s. And here's the wild part. It's not the first time someone's reported such a sighting. Back in January 1993, Paddy Freeney, a well-known publican from Arthur's Pass, claimed to have seen a moa in the Craigieburn Range. He insisted the encounter was real and strongly denied it being a hoax.
I had no doubts what it was. As soon as I saw it, this was a huge bird. I mean, it stood about this high.
Honestly, I don't know whether this should excite me or terrify me. The idea of extinct creatures still roaming the earth is beyond fascinating. But the size, the silence, and the way it watched from the shadows, that part gives me serious chills. This guy was just out for a peaceful night walk until something in the dark made him freeze in his tracks. This eerie footage was recorded at night by a homeowner casually filming a lake on his walk. But as the camera pans through the darkness, it captures something bone-chilling. Two glowing eyes staring back at him. Not just glowing, but with an unnerving, almost malevolent glare. Even more unsettling is that the eyes were high off the ground, and their shape didn't look like any typical animal. In fact, they looked almost aliens. According to the uploader, what this man may have encountered is something known in local lore as the Frogman. The legend of the Loveland Frogman dates back to 1972, when two Ohio police officers reported seeing a strange, humanoid frog-like creature walking on two legs near the Little Miami River. The tale took on new life in 2016 when someone claimed to spot it again, this time while playing Pokemon Go. Since then, the story has even inspired a found footage horror film set in 1999 and 2019, keeping the legend alive. While one of the original officers later claimed the creature may have just been a tailless iguana, possibly an escaped pet, that doesn't explain everything. especially not these ominous glowing eyes captured in this footage. Because no matter what science or logic tries to say, those eyes belong to something. And honestly, I'm not sure I ever want to know what. This next video is the reason people in Western Massachusetts are losing their minds, and some are too afraid to even step outside.
What are these things?
Here comes another one, I'm telling you.
This footage comes from an apartment owner in Western Massachusetts who, on what seemed like just another normal day, witnessed something very strange in the sky. There was a large, glowing object flying overhead, moving at a steady pace, but then it did something truly bizarre.
Oh, there's another one over there. Right there. What are these?
The glowing object suddenly released multiple smaller glowing objects, like a mothership deploying its fleet. It looked straight out of Star Wars. Massive, silent, and eerily organized.
What are these things?
Here comes another one, I'm telling you.
According to the video description, this so-called mothership appeared in the skies over Western Massachusetts and is believed by some to have come from as far as the Andromeda Galaxy. Now, I don't know about all that, but if I ever saw something like this in real life, I'm packing my bags and moving to a remote island. No questions asked. If you work in remote areas, especially around the Uinta Basin, this next story video is just for you. This video is a story shared on the RMSO Bigfoot X account, where one of their followers submitted a personal encounter. The follower was a coal miner working near the Uinta Basin back in May of 2012. According to him, while passing through a trail, he saw something sitting behind a large rock right next to the path. He described the being as having a cone-shaped head with very broad shoulders, about 48 to 50 inches wide. The beige-colored hair was 6 to 8 inches long and thick, blowing in the wind. He even noted seeing pink skin beneath the fur. When he returned later to measure the rock, he estimated that the creature would have been around 6 feet tall while sitting, and nearly 10 feet tall standing. I know, it's just a story, but the detailed description and how closely it matches typical Bigfoot sightings makes this whole thing feel pretty strange and uncanny. I don't know what it is about remote workers and these creatures, but somehow, they're always the ones who see them. When it comes to proving Bigfoot's existence, no one comes close to Dallas Gilbert, and this photo might just be the proof we've all been waiting for. This image was uploaded on X, formerly Twitter, and quickly grabbed the attention of cryptid experts and enthusiasts alike. In the photo, Gilbert and his friend were out searching for Bigfoot when they accidentally captured a strange, dark figure standing deep in the trees. The creature looks tall, broad, and eerily matches the classic description of Bigfoot. As the image spread across social media, the debate exploded. Some commenters claimed it was just a trick of the light or a tree shadow, while others were convinced this could finally be the elusive legend himself. Unfortunately, Dallas Gilbert passed away on December 9th, 2016. Had he been alive today, we might have seen a full-blown investigation into this sighting, and maybe even more compelling evidence of Bigfoot's presence in our world. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.